thread is the smallest unit of execution in a process. It allows a program to perform multiple tasks simultaneously. So what is a process? Actually, it is a running instance of a program. It has its own separate memory space. So whenever we start a Java instance or JVM instance, it starts with the JVM arguments, what are the classes and libraries that it is loading, and what are the resources and different components, different subsystems it is loading. So you can see all these in the logs. So when a process starts, the first thing it checks is the resources from your operating system. Uh, the XMS or XMX, whatever you define for that particular process, Java process, first it will ask your operating system, and once it is allocated, then the rest of the classes, libraries, modules, everything, your deployed applications, everything will be loaded. So in this process, the thread pool will also be created with the predefined threads inside the thread pool, right? So each and every Java process will have a
Uh,
yeah.
Sorry, Sayed. Here I want to tell you that in our environment, means my
Yeah.
previous environment, the thread pool limit is upper limit is 250 and the minimum is 50.
Okay.
Okay. So now when the request comes,
Mhm.
okay, and it will be assigned. Now this is a thread assignment, right?
Yes.
So when the thread is assigned, so initially it will take 50.
Okay, you are saying that the initial
Yeah, in the thread
thread pool
pool, the
size.
minimum is 50 and
Okay.
maximum is 250.
Okay. So
So for
what is
each thread, it will take 50.
no.
No,
For
right?
each thread, for each request, one thread will be allocated. So that thread will carry out all the processing, all the execution. Even that thread uh, will be executing that request. In between, it may connect to the database for database transaction, and again
Hmm.
come back, and again it may invoke other source code of your application. So one thread, it transitions to different states based on the logic, the application code, and once it is done with the execution, the thread will be back to the thread pool for reusability. It will be released back to the thread pool, and your response
Means
will be set back.
that means minimum 50 is assigned. Okay, in the thread pool in the under the web container. Okay.
So
So
minimum
means whenever the request comes, like a 50 request comes, so the
simultaneously.
thread
Yeah.
will assign, yeah, simultaneously. The thread will come to the thread pool, it will assign one thread, then it will execute all
Yes.
his operations, and then it will go back again to the web, means thread pool container, and then means for the next request, it will be all are
Active.
dynamic request active.
Yes.
Okay.
It will be active.
When
Yeah.
this minimum size is executed, means at a time, if more than 55 thread came, then
Yeah.
it will increase the thread from 50 above, right?
Yes.
Then
Yes.
it will
As you
actually
said.
use the container, right?
Yeah. So as you said, uh, max is 250. So
Yeah,
even 250 requests hit simultaneously, concurrent requests,
correct.
then 250 will be allocated. If all the 250 threads are occupied and five more requests came,
Correct.
these five requests will be waiting to acquire. So in the meanwhile, if any of these threads that are already occupied has completed its execution and returned to the pool, those threads will be again assigned to the new request, right?
Yeah, understood.
Yeah. So your question, this is your question, or is there anything else? Mangla?
Uh, no, means my question was the minimum is we define minimum 50, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the request now you said max more
yeah.
than 250. Okay, so
Yes,
it's a vice
yes.
versa. So I understand
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
Now it's now five requests came more than
Okay.
250. Okay, so you said that thread will
It will
be
wait.
if thread is released, then that request can be assigned in
Yes,
between 250, 50 to 250 only. But
yes,
threads are not released, so it will go
yes,
on the waiting period, right?
yes, yes. It will wait until the resource is the thread is allocated from the pool,
Allocated.
or else you will mention the timeout also,
Yeah, yeah, timeout.
right? Timeout.
And the
If it
thread is
reaches,
waiting so much time, then it will go to the out of memory.
yes, it actually there will be, if you don't mention the timeout, it will take the default timeout,
Yeah, yeah, default timeout is
right?
also
So
mentioned.
if
Yeah,
if that is also you know reached, like it has completed its timeout value, then what happens? This is the issue: thread starvation.
yeah. Then ultimately we need to restart the JVM.
uh, Slow response times, it depends, like if your thread, these threads has occupied your memory, then you will get out of memory error and your application server may fail.
Down.
Yeah. So thread starvation is something like your server will not directly fail, but it will be on its way to fail. So it will be responding slowly because
So
you,
here it will be the wait time will be increased like
yes,
55.
yes, yes,
Threads are increasing, means
yeah,
waiting to allocate the memory. So
yeah,
it will be in the wait state.
yes, yes. So,
Understand. I just want to recollect all these things.
okay.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah, yeah. So to understand it better, we will. I have added the the life cycle. We'll just go through it step by step. So
Sure, sure.
each thread has a characteristic, like it is a lightweight, uses less memory and system resources than a full process. So usually we have seen here a process, it has its own memory space, but threads actually they share the memory. Okay, the threads within a process share the memory space because the threads talk to each other, they communicate to each other, exchanging the information and its state, whatever. Uh, and it is independent execution. Each thread runs independently, and but it can interact with others, and it is faster. The context switching compared to process switching between threads is very quicker. So these are the characteristics of a thread, and it has each thread has got a life cycle. So new, runnable, running, blocked, or waiting, and terminated. So you mostly might have seen these states in the when analyzing the heap dump, thread dump. So what is, if a thread's state is new, then this it means the thread